I really, really hope that the camera is pointing towards me. Hello everybody, welcome to Thursday's vlog. My name is Jeremy, welcome to my channel. It was recommended, bang, that I do themed videos for Disney every Thursday, so we're gonna try this out and see how well it works. So for today's video, our theme is going to be in a review of sorts, and since it's just the very beginning, I'm going to start with somebody that started everything as far as Disney is concerned, and more specifically for the next couple weeks, I'm going to be reviewing my collection of Disney Store dolls. I got most of my inspiration from my boyfriend Jacob, who is actually doing his own videos, and I will link his videos below. There will also be a link at the end. My hands are everywhere today, and today I'm going to be reviewing the princess that started it all, Snow White. Now this is the Disney Store 12-inch doll, and she's adorable, she's covered in glitter, and I can't wait to talk about her with you guys. So just a little bit of history on Snow White. Walt Disney came to California in the early 1920s, and he had a dream of sharing his vision of imagination, of creativity to the world, and he began a company with his brother, Roy, with $40 in his possession. Now many of you may know that they created a character named Oswald, who turns out was actually owned by Universal Studios. So Universal took Oswald from Walt, but that didn't stop him. He knew that he was going to share his dream, and it was going to be anything that he wanted. So he created Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie came out, and then Walt decided that he was going to create an animation, and he was going to create a full-length motion picture, and he wanted to share a fairy tale in his own way, and in his own way that he wanted to show other people. Now, a lot of people thought that Snow White was going to be a failure, and many people even called it Walt's Folly, because people thought, this is the 20s. Nobody wants to sit through a 90-minute cartoon. It turns out that they were completely wrong, and the film was a huge success. Now, the Disney Store has taken the classic princess look for Snow White, as well as many of the other Disney princesses, and they used the elegant gown as portrayed in the Disney parks as compared to the dress that she has seen in the very beginning of the movie, because, well, let's just face it, that's some rags that her stepmother made for her. One thing that I was a little bit upset about, and I still don't know what the deal is, but there's this little plastic piece right back here in the back of her head. I don't know how well you can see it, but for some reason it got stuck in there, and that was to hold her to the box. Now, something that I have talked about in previous videos is that I'm not too fond of the packaging that the Disney Store dolls come in, because they come really tight in there, and a lot of times their hair gets pulled, their clothes get ripped because of the little T-shaped plastic pieces that hold them in. But for the most part, Snow White came out pretty unscathed when I pulled her out of her box. So let's talk first about the dress. The dress is very sparkly, it's got lots of glitter on it, which is not completely movie accurate, but it's something that the Disney Store is going towards now, is making these glittery outfits. Now, one other thing that I would like to point out is the shell around the main part of the skirt of all the dresses that they've used almost a fishnet kind of wire to make it poof out a little bit, to really make it stand out. And this particular doll has the yellow, of course, and it's got so much sparkling on it that glitter just is all over my hand now. So her arms and hands and everything are fully posable. She's completely movable. Her knees are like the rest of the Disney princesses, where they can click out and in, and it's pretty cool. Her shoes are yellow-ish to match her dress, and I've noticed that pretty much all of the princesses have the exact same color shoe as what their skirt is, so they've given Snow White yellow rather than either a blue or a red or even a classic black, because her hair is black as night. They've given her very short hair. They've actually gone through and curled the bottom, and it looks like they either use glue or gel, some kind of product to keep it in place, and they have these really nice tight curls in the back, and they're very, very thick, and I don't know how well you can see it, but they also have a few curls in the front, and that's basically what they've done right here for the underneath side, and I'll try to tilt her head a little bit so that you can see, but they've really tightened it. It's very difficult to move, so they've placed it in a way that her hair is just perfect looking. There's also this little bow in her hair, and it goes all the way through towards the back, and if you try to take this out here, it's going to be a mess to try to get it back in. The secondary outfit that she's featured with, which comes in her wardrobe and friends collection, is her slave outfit that the stepmother made for her, as well as a wedding dress, which is not in the movie, but is something that Disney has taken their own little take on. And they have a veil that you can put in her hair. Now you can either take out the bow and try to put in the veil, but that'll just be a mess, so I wouldn't recommend taking this out. So if you buy the extra set, I would recommend just trying to like put the veil on top of it, cover up the bow, or even keep the bow, because that may look really cute. She's very princessed up. She has these gorgeous little eyelashes right up here at the top, and she's got some nice makeup, she's got some blush, there's glitter on her nose from her dress, she's got some lipstick, her eyebrows, basically her face mold is perfect, and I really think that she looks very accurate towards her character in the movie. Now, her character in the movie is supposed to be around the age of 13 to 14 years old, and I think that this doll really looks like she's much younger. However, I think that they still have an aspect of her being in her later teen years, so she doesn't necessarily look like she's just in the beginning stages of her teen years. Now, as for the dress, what I really like is the poofs that come out on the side, because they actually have the marks like they do in the movie, and I almost wish that they were the same color all the way through, that this dark blue had been this kind of teal blue, but I do like the fact that the poofs really get to stand out with this dark blue as a contrast. She also has this little bead here, and it's yellow, and most of the other Disney princesses come featured with some kind of bead on them, and I'm not exactly sure what the significance is, but she has one here. She's just so cute. She's a very, very cute doll. All in all, I think this is a really cute doll, and for my final score for the Disney Store version of Snow White, I give it a 4 out of 5. Now, I think that it's very cute. I think it looks just like Snow White. I love the way that they did the hair, and I love the costume. However, I do knock off a few points for the glitter that's in complete excess, because Snow White was not in a very extravagant dress when she was supposed to be killed and when she ran off into the forest. Secondly, the bead is not movie accurate, and it doesn't really need to be there. And third, her lipstick is a little bit dark for what Snow White had available in the movie. Now, right now at the Disney Store, as of last time I checked, they are doing 2 for $20, so you could get this Snow White doll for about $10, and I think that it's totally worth it to get it if you are a doll collector and if you're trying to collect the Disney Princess dolls. She's a gorgeous addition to any collection. I have her sitting atop with her prince, who I will hopefully review sometime soon. And you can also buy her wardrobe set, which comes featured with, I believe, Grumpy and Dopey. However, I may be wrong on that. There's also a special set that Disney Store has released recently of all 7 dwarves, and you can find all of these things at the Disney Store, including her prince. You can find so much more Snow White merchandise. I hope you enjoyed my review. Please leave any comments, any feedback below, and I will talk to you guys all next week with another review. Peace out. Sticky mouth.
Although Mulan's pretty pale too. So she's really pale, she's got the white face, red lips. The hair is really cute.